25 games remain on the board, with 16 of them, including tonight on the road. Doug Collins indicated that a positive sign for his club in Saturday's victory over Golden State was that they fought through adversity, not once, but twice in the game. After being down by 16 in the first half and then double digits in the second, the Sixers found a way to come out on top. Offensively, the team is looking to duplicate that energy, and defensively, they want to build a wall on John Wall, saying that transition defense is key because you can't backpedal against him. Instead, you need to sprint back. They know this is a Washington team with power players who love to get the ball in the paint and go to work, so the ability to bang with them, a big point of emphasis from the Sixers sideline, Mark and Malik. Thanks so much. Doug Collins actually told us before the game that with a Denver team that plays at this tempo, you have to be careful not to be seduced into their game, and Brian James at the half echoed that statement. This is a team that has not settled into losing. Damian Wilkins, one of the more vocal guys in the locker room, told me, look, winning cures everything. That's what our fans want. That's what they deserve. And it's certainly what we are after. Wilkins added in somewhat of a Kobe to Powell moment that it's time to put on our big boy pants. Darrell Wright telling me, of course, in for Jason Richardson tonight, how fortunate this team is because they are all incredibly close, bonded through adversity. Wright said it would be easy for guys to start pointing fingers, but he said we're sticking together, we trust each other, have confidence in each other, and we'll compete to get back where we need to be. It's a one-point ball game with 8:59 to go in the game. Steph Curry posting up 23 points at the half. He's been held to just 3 points since. Thank you very much, Mark. This is the fourth meeting with Miami this season, but it's the first time the Sixers have faced the Heat since the Bulls ended their franchise record 27-game winning streak March 27th. Listening to Doug Collins talk with you this morning at shoot-around, he was reminding you that if you miss, it's because you're flat. So lift it up, don't hesitate. How would you best describe the evolution of your shot?
Man, just...
Thank you very much, Tom. And after beginning the season 9-14, the Lakers have won 6 of their last 7. And, Coach, their dynamics have changed significantly since the last time you saw them. How close did that first half go in terms of what you saw on tape? Well, the showdown with Seattle is not over, Mark, but go ahead and score one for Sacramento. Mayor Kevin Johnson has declared Saturday as a win in terms of keeping the Kings from moving to Seattle, as the city of Sacramento reached a $448 million deal with private investors to build a downtown arena. It's expected to be approved by City Council Tuesday. Then April 3rd, officials from both cities and each group trying to buy the Kings from the Malou family will be in New York City for presentations to owners prior to the official vote at the Board of Governors meeting April 18th. And since All-Star break, Coach, the Kings have been the league's most prolific scoring team. You were down by as many as 13, but a 19-8 push to end the half. How were you able to disrupt their flow?
Molly, what was up with that?
Well, hey, late in that second quarter, before DeMarcus Cousins got his third foul, was sent to the bench, he and Thad Young had some words, and at the half, as Thad was walking on the floor, I asked him, what did DeMarcus say to you? And he said, oh, that was just DeMarcus being DeMarcus. Thad added, we let our play do the talking, Mark and Malik.
Molly Sullivan.
Thanks so much, Mark. And Lavoy, this is your team's first road victory since a New Year's Day win over the Lakers. You're generally a man of very few words, but take it for the team here. What does this one feel like? And we're back in South Philly with 9:03 remaining in the game. It's time for the Safe Auto quote of the game. Call 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Josh Smith, Mr. Versatility, looking ahead to the playoffs, said, I think we'll prove a lot of people wrong. I love playing in the postseason. That's what we play for. It's a different type of feeling. It's a different type of adrenaline rush. I love those moments. Atlanta's Josh Smith with the Safe Auto quote of the game. And hey, Josh, who doesn't love those moments, right, Sue? The magic number for Orlando this season is 90. They're 15-0 when scoring 90 or more points. And, Coach, you wanted to lock into defense early. What is your point of emphasis here at the half? Thinking back to what Michael Curry told you guys this morning, he said, look, this is game 75. Nothing's going to happen tonight that you haven't seen all season. Really taking it back to the basics. Is that something that helped you out here tonight?
Yeah, in general, I feel like we made things tougher than what it was.
Thank you very much, Mark. The man to your right, Malik Rose, often emphasizes KYP, know your personnel, and that was the Sixers' focus this morning at shoot-around, with the spotlight on Jeremy Pargo, who was with the Cavs in their previous meeting November 21st, where he scored a career-high 28 points, stepping up for an injured Kyrie Irving. Thad Young told me it was like playing a guy in a video game that night. So in terms of KYP, Pargo shared some insight on how to take Cleveland out of their game tonight with their top 3 scoring leaders still sidelined. Pargo said the Cavs remain a feel-good team, so don't give them early confidence. Be proactive, be physical, get into them, disrupt their offensive rhythm. And the biggest thing Pargo remembers from that November 21st game than he hopes his team can experience this time out.
And Molly is with him right now. Ma?
Mark, thanks so much. And before the game, Evan, you told me all about your belief in the basketball gods, how if you just kept competing and fighting, good things would happen. Tonight they did. How? Doug Collins said it's been a challenge to say the least, trying to get all the pieces to fit. He's now started 11 different players, but he said that his guys are finally starting to settle into their roles. Taking a look at Jarrell Wright and Nick Young in particular, Doug said he thanked him for their professionalism, that it would have been easy for those who have been in the league a long time like that to just pack it in, but both have stepped up. They've earned the trust of their teammates in the process. And it looks like we have a front runner for Dunk of the Year, ladies and gentlemen, at least if you ask Blake Griffin, who is a pretty darn good source. It all went down Sunday in Los Angeles. DeAndre Jordan with the monster slam. LaMarcus Aldridge, the only Portland player to score more than 11 points in Friday's loss to the Lakers, dishing out 26 points in 25 minutes. But take a look at this play right here.
Brian James now with our own Molly Sullivan to talk about that first half.
Thank you very much, Mark. And Coach, our broadcast partner Malik Rose noticed that for the past 2 nights, teams have done a good job of spreading you out, forcing you to guard sideline to sideline. Getting back to your defensive principles, is that a concern for you? You've told me that the point of being an all-star is to step up when your team needs you the most. You guys look like you're having a lot of fun out here, but mainly, how have you been able to navigate through the highs and the lows this season, Drew?
I think really just staying positive. I don't think y'all know how close our team is. We really just lock arms, and even though it's toward the end of the season, we still trying to win games.
Spoken like an all-star, Drew. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark and Malik, back up to you.
Molly?
Hey, Mark, thank you very much. Doug Collins actually pointed out that in order for a player to be effective, the first thing they need to do is show up every night and go to work. It's so simple, it's complicated, right? Well, not for Evan Turner and Spencer Hawes, the only 2 Sixers who have a shot at playing in all 82 games. After scoring 25 at Boston, he averaged 8 points over the next 4 games. Tonight with 19, what made the difference? Rondo also told reporters on Tuesday that he didn't learn anything from the suspension, his 3rd in just 9 months. But here's the thing, Mark and Malik, his team sure did. Doc saw some different combinations that he liked on the floor, like playing Courtney Lee and Jason Terry together. And just overall, Doc learned how he can better use his bench, Mark.
All right, we thank you so much, Molly.
Back in Brooklyn with 9 minutes remaining in the game. Before we get it over to Mark and Malik, let's check out some news and notes from around the league. Hey, Malik, thank you so much. And Drew, thank you, Malik. After trailing by 1 at the half, you took a 9-point lead into the 4th. And with 2 teams eliminated from playoff contention, 2 teams also playing for pride. And I asked you before the game, do you have anything left to prove in these final 4 games? Drew, how do you answer that question now? When we sat down with Doug Collins on day 1 of training camp, he told us pressure is a privilege, and today Evan Turner told me it's a privilege to be in the presence of the 82-83 NBA championship team because they paved the way for his team. It's the first time in NBA history that 2 teams have active 13 or more game winning streaks. Of course, the Sixers did play Miami 3 times during their current 24-game winning streak, and now they have an opportunity to end Denver's run at 13. Now the Nuggets are tied with the Heat for the NBA's best home record at 30-3, where they've also had 15 consecutive victories. That's right. The Nuggets have not lost at Pepsi Center since January 18th. They boast what Doug Collins called perhaps the league's greatest home court advantage. Welcome back into Wells Fargo Center, where the home team is up by 6. The Sixers are 10-1 this season when leading or tied after the first quarter, and All-Star Drew Holiday leading the way again here tonight. On Thursday, you became the youngest player in franchise history to be named an All-Star. We really can't talk enough about it, Drew. How proud are you to represent the city of Philadelphia?
Man, I'm blessed, man.
And as we mentioned at the top of tonight's broadcast, the Lakers have been without Steve Nash since October 31st. Mike D'Antoni saying, look, we thought it was going to be a match made in heaven with Nash, and I have yet to see him on the floor. Of course, Steve Nash said he is getting better. He started running. He's increased his shooting workouts. He put on quite a show with his ball handling pregame. Drew, you're coming off a 22-day stretch where you played 13 games in 12 cities, including 5 back-to-backs. How were you able to push through all of that and get the win tonight? Well, Tom, keep an eye on Pau Gasol. He recently missed 8 games with tendonitis in both knees. Now he's dealing with plantar fasciitis in his right foot. He said before the game that the pain is manageable. Earlier in his career, he also dealt with plantar fasciitis in his left foot, which led to a stress fracture in his leg. Also, Chris Duhon, the latest Laker point guard to join the injury list, with Steve Blake sidelined another 3 to 4 weeks as he recovers from abdominal surgery. Duhon has been Steve Nash's primary backup, but on Sunday he ended practice early due to back spasms. Did not practice at all on Monday, of course, out here tonight. Darius Morris, certainly a capable starter at point guard, as he also did so on December 16, dropping 15 in the first half at Philly. Not so the case tonight, a little bit cooler touch here, Tom.
Coach, it's always good to see Nick Young flashing his signature smile. Both he and Spencer Hawes appear to be very fresh after that W in Boston. Did you get what you wanted out of your bench?
I said once I get 1 or 2 to fall, and the basket get bigger and bigger.
So 2 buckets in a row and it's a wrap.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
But once Toronto got serious, you guys had an answer. A similar situation in Boston. Mark, thank you. And Coach, anytime LeBron James is on the floor, transition defense has got to be a concern. It was, in fact, your number 2 key behind defending the three-point line. What'd you say to your guys about that part of the game? Nick shot 33% in the first quarter there, then surged to a 12-point lead at the half. What do you take away from the Knicks game? Where is their weakness? And Evan Turner, the only Sixer to start all 49 games this season, he knows that as a perfectionist, he can be his own worst enemy. That when he makes a mistake, he simply needs to play through it. He's also very cognizant of the fact that everyone wants those big numbers out of him. Doug Collins has often said that no one works harder than Evan Turner, and now Evan is working the hardest at striking a balance so he can settle back in and do what he does best, Mark and Malik.